3, 2, 1. Listening to episode 37 of the JP Pod. I'm JP.
I'm Fiddlin' Leona.
How you doing today, Fiddlin' Leona?
I'm still frozen.
Frozen to death down here in this frozen basement or whatever. It's good in the summertime.
Clothes. Yeah.
But the wintertime, it's cold as it can be. So this is 37. We'll call this our Kevin Smith episode.
Yeah, he should be proud.
Of the JP Pod. And we do have some breaking news that we got. Breaking news, and here it is. Are you ready for the breaking news? We should bury the news at the end of the episode, do you think?
No.
You don't want to bury the lead?
Uh-uh.
Okay, we'll just take it to the front then. Season 2, Swap Shop, coming to Netflix on?
February 16th.
February the 16th, so a couple of days after Valentine's Day. You may have had a little too much fun on Valentine's night. You'll need to rest on the 15th.
Okay.
And then come 16th, when you're getting a little bit of energy back from your exhausting Valentine's night, boom,
and they have
season
to
2
watch.
What
What do you call binge watch?
Binge watch, yeah. Which this series is not too hard to binge watch. It only ends up being about three hours or something like that.
True.
So it's not like putting in 12 hours like I usually do.
Yeah.
And that's the way I watch anything.
Yeah.
I can't watch anything week by week. Even if something's coming out week by week, I wait till it's all out and then just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a long movie that way.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, we'll go back. Don't forget to set your reminders. Give us a thumbs up. Go to imdb.com. Rate the show as high as you can, which is a 10. Even if you didn't like it, just put 10 on it. And, hopefully we can continue making some more.
Yeah.
So we'll go now. This episode of the podcast today is going to be about episode 6 from season 1.
What is it?
Episode 6 from season 1. Sorry about that. I just had a producer moment. My producer looked at me.
Yeah.
but anyway, season 6. So. What was the one thing that we noticed about in season 1 or filming the series or whatever? Mm-hmm. One of the interesting things, and this leads into our clothing. We're wearing the clothing we wore from episode 6. But like the biggest, we had 2 no-nos that the production gave us. Mm-hmm. No logos on ourselves that we don't own or that are not ours. Mm-hmm. Like, Fiddlin' Leona or John Paul USA. And then that other strange thing, nothing white.
Or stripe.
Or stripe.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you watch TV, there's people wearing white all the time and stripes and everything. I don't really understand what that guidance was for. But the logo thing, we were fine. I was wearing stuff like this, which is kind of, just generic, not like copywritten logos. Leona here has...
I'm wearing basically a pointer overall for a 12-year-old boy. Mm-hmm.
Pointer, by the way, Bristol, Tennessee, still made in the USA under the name L.C. King.
But this pointer logo is on my maybe between boobs or so.
Pocket. Overalls pocket.
So I had to create this ribbon thingy to hide the logo because I was told that's no.
So season 1 drops, and like all the other cast members, there's just logos everywhere. Like apparently not an issue, I guess, or something. So we made this big. Like we spent a lot of time trying to cover.
Yes, or figure out somehow to not being seen.
So, if we film next time, I'm just going to wear thousands of logos all over me or something.
You just put the sticker on
just stickers on a blank shirt. But my shirt's actually, what's it say? Read it to everybody.
Beans and Bluegrass Fall Carnival And then on the bottom said motorcycle and car show.
So as you can tell, this is the most happening festival that has ever taken place. There's lots of things going on. There's bean cooking, there's music, there's barbecue,
Carnival.
there's cars, there's motorcycles. All this stuff's going on. But this is, I thought this would be pretty tame because this art for the festival was created by Del Rio, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Elementary school student. He won the contest, and
He should be famous now.
yeah, so I gave him a little plug on Netflix. So wherever this aspiring artist is at, I gave you your first out. Who knows? You may be able to sell something, sell artwork one day.
Oh yeah.
But so anyway, we did we just kind of noticed that as far as the logo thing or whatever, and we're always So never mind. Sometimes don't pay no attention to what people say.
Yeah.
And then this episode, our part of the episode's called Comic Relief.
Uh-huh.
It kind of features some of the comic book guys.
But our scene starts out from the fishing scene.
Yes.
And we do fish. I mean, I
Really?
actually enjoy fishing.
I thought my pole used to be right over here, but it's
Yeah, no,
back in.
not
It's over here now.
But kind of, I guess, because obviously I eat a lot of fish. I love fish. But in Tennessee, you cannot have variety of fish.
I mean, compared to your country, nowhere in the United States can you have any kind of fresh fish. But I get it. I totally get it. Because, let me see how I can explain this. The unbelievable choices of cereal that we have is the equal to the unbelievable varieties of fresh
fish.
Seafood that they have.
That is true.
So, as impressive as our grocery store's cereal aisle is, processed food, killing people and all that, slowly over time. Then you can flip it on to when you go to the fish section of the meat market, or the meat department in the grocery store, is huge. Actually, the fish section is even bigger than the meat.
Yes.
It's just fish and fresh fish.
Yes.
But we can't really get fresh fish here.
Yes.
And our options are limited. It's like, do you want trout, from the grocery store, trout, catfish, or sometimes salmon and cod and tuna. That's usually about it. Tennessee's landlocked, so it's not near the ocean.
It's pretty expensive.
It is for fish that's got dark stuff around the edges and stinks.
Yeah.
So we decided early on,
just get the fishing license.
Yeah, and just go catch fish. And the way we fish is very sustainable. I know some people don't like, destroying waterways. We never sport fish. We don't fish for just catching them and releasing them. I know I'm taking this bad. If you release them, that's good. But we only keep whatever we're going to eat that moment.
And we literally eat head to toe. So.
Yeah. So we eat every bit of it. And what we'll do is, if we go fishing, it's part of that day's cooking.
Yes.
So we'll go fish for a couple hours. And if we catch one decent rainbow trout, a big one, we quit. Yeah. We bring it home, we cook, we eat it. Yeah. And if we catch a small one, we might catch a second one so we can have
I'm not too bad on
meal.
Filleting.
Well, the way we work is I have to clean it, and then she fillets it.
First, you have to make sure he's dead, type of thing.
Well, yeah, I have to do that.
I can't touch if it's still.
Right. Well, I've learned some. I've learned some Japanese techniques on how to stun the fish and stuff like that. So we can take care of that. I hate that because honestly, I love to eat fish. But fish is also my favorite animal.
Your friend.
Is my friend. So, it's kind of a struggle. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. And I only take what I need to eat. So.
That's right.
But anyway, so we do fish.
But this episode started out with a fishing scene, but it's very tiny portion of it.
Very tiny.
You can hardly see what we were doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we were fishing down, that was the Watauga River, if anybody's keeping score. And as we were fishing, they were filming us or whatever, trying not to bother us. And I'm actually glad they didn't use much of it, because there was this one moment where they filmed me tying the hook. And I was so scared that my uncle, who taught me how to fish, was going to see that. And it took me so long.
Good.
And I have to use my mouth to tie the knot, and the camp, and I really wasn't going to be excited about that.
Well, that was pretty nervous-wracking, because everybody was around us.
We're trying to fish.
We were trying to literally cast, but camera guys behind me or in front, I'm trying not to.
And having to cast over top of them or something. No, don't worry about it. Well, and then the director of photography just randomly, I noticed he took his shoes off, and I was kind of thinking about what it was going. He took his shoes and socks off and just went straight into the river in his pants and everything.
Yeah.
And he was going to try to get the cool shot water level and wanted us to cast at him.
Yes, I was so scared.
Yeah. So as he went out through there, he was just doing this, I guess, for the love of the art of filming.
Yes.
And he's got all this equipment and stuff attached to his belt, and he just goes waist deep, and half of the stuff on his belt he loses, and it just washes. There it goes downriver.
I know. And then all the crew members somebody better be taking pictures. So I did.
Yeah, we took, and as you can see in the picture we are showing you, if you're watching the video cast, we're showing a picture of him out in the water videoing us after he lost half of his equipment. And then at the end, they didn't even end up using the shot.
Yeah.
We casted. We didn't hit him.
No.
While we were doing our fishing episode, but that was a pretty fun episode, though. Yeah. We didn't catch anything.
No, I think it was way too much.
Too much going on. We scared all the fish off. Yes. But so anyway, that was kind of the beginning of that episode briefly.
Yes.
And then once we got the swap shop call, we went to Surgoinsville. And it looks like Surgeonsville or something.
And that's what the crew member were saying.
Yeah, everybody kept saying, we're going to Surgeonsville. And I'm like...
where?
Oh, Surgoinsville. And it was... our part of the pick was Lynn's Barn. And just this old tobacco barn up on the hill, which I've probably driven by 50 times in my life, but never paid no attention to it. Yeah. And... we went in there, and they had a great sale going on.
Yes.
They'd been selling for a couple of weeks.
I think so.
Trying to get rid of stuff. Had a lot of cool, interesting farm equipment, tools. That's a little bit out of our area, but it was cool to look at.
Yeah.
And I learned something on that pick, too. The big sickle that people use to cut grass with, that big thing they swing.
Yes.
Well, as I was growing up, my grandpa always used one of those, and I always thought he called it I never could understand what he said. One of two things. It was either a mowing size, I thought he said. Size, like S-I-Z-E.
Okay.
Or a mowing side, which the side made sense because you kind of hold it on your side and swing it to cut tall grass. Well, actually, the producer of our show, I was standing there looking at one, and I said, I've always wondered what this is called. And he's from New York City. He said it's a scythe.
Scythe?
Yeah. So that's what my grandpa was saying all those years. A mowing scythe.
Scythe.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I got educated by some guy from New York who didn't know what orange mud. He's like, man, I've got this orange mud all over my shoes all the time around here, and it's clay. And I was like, I've never heard nobody claim orange mud. But he did teach me the scythe. So anyway, we go into the pick, and what are some of the things that we found? What's on the episode?
Well, on the episode, I think they showed the cups, and then the peanut thing, so on. A very small portion of what we actually bought that day. So that's what we were wanting to talk about. One of the thing, it was on the show. I had to kind of a little bit of a battle, or she said something on the episode. Jane said something about like she would have paid more or something like that. It's this cup from Anchor Hawking. You want to explain what Anchor Hawking is?
Yeah, Anchor Hawking. If you know Fire King, it's kind of popular. It's just the parent company. So this is made out of heat-proof, oven-proof glass. So same kind of glass, basically same company. At the end of the day, Anchor Hawking still exists. So if you go to Target or someplace like that, you can find like Anchor Hawking mixing bowls and things. These were Anchor Hawking, but it's also a collaboration series with what's the collaborator on there? Suburbia. Or a special edition that they were making. So, and this is...
But it's still made in USA. So.
Oh, yeah. It's exactly the same material. It's just, I guess it's a little more supposed to be fancy. Kind of high end.
Got the gold rim around it. So, if you are a coffee or tea drinker, you know, you might want to purchase this. I think we have already.
I've got a couple of these. Actually, these are from the show. Literally, I just polished them, cleaned them, and polished them up. But we have some of those already available on the website. And if you order one of those, just to if you're looking for a story or something to tell, we'll write on there that it's from the show, and we'll sign that for you. That way you can have a storyline to tell your friends. But you can find that at Fiddling, FIDDLINGLEONA, Leona.com, fiddlingleona.com, and go to the shop, and then we have the vintage collection.
Yes.
Don't forget about the shop too, just for general merchandise like Fiddling Leona's t-shirts, hats, John Paul USA paraphernalia, guitar pick earrings, guitar pick stickers, whatever. Go check something out and help support us just a little bit.
Yes. I just posted on my social media the other day. I had to send the autographed t-shirt to California.
Wanted the autograph.
Yes.
And it's a black t-shirt, so we had to find the white
and then,
paint marker.
And, I was feeling like, oh, yeah, I feel a little celebrity or whatever. And when you tried to send it from the post office, that was not where we normally go. And then that mail clerk.
Yeah, so the clerk was, I gave him the package or whatever and to deliver, and he said. And then I noticed he looked at the return address and he said, Fiddlin' Leona. Then he looked at I was wearing one of your hats. Then he looked up at my hat and he said, Fiddlin' Leona. He's like, I know that. And then I said, oh, well, we play music and stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know y'all from Netflix. And I'm like, okay. And he said, I've seen you on YouTube as well, so maybe he'll watch.
True.
If you're watching, thanks for the notice or whatever. But he said, I've seen some stuff on YouTube too, so it was just kind of shocking or whatever, just the name. He didn't know me.
Yeah.
He knew her. Yeah. But... So anyway, so we did that, and what else? We've got something else that it was just shown briefly on camera, and this is an old battery-powered flashlight, and I just thought this was just kind of cool, like, it's 70s, Sears and Roebuck, still got the Sears name, it's a Sears brand, so it's not really, it doesn't work, it's all eat up inside, but just things like this are cool just to kind of sit up on a shelf and have a conversation piece or something like that. And there's probably so much battery acid inside of it, it would melt my hands if I opened it. So we'll just leave it closed. But, these kind of things, a lot of people don't think, but they're great decorative pieces. If you're trying to get a theme, if you're trying to, flashlight theme or something. I have a lot of flashlights. I got some of those Army L-shaped. And,
I have no idea.
I love flashlights.
I mean, it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is kind of different
Yeah,
shape
yeah.
than normal one.
Yeah, it had the huge battery, so it lasted
I see.
longer than the standard.
Makes sense.
So, be good for camping or working at night.
Yeah, that's cute.
So, we got that. And
Yeah.
like I say, that was on camera just a little bit.
Yeah, so the biggest argument or whatever you call on this episode was the Mr. Peanut.
The Mr. Peanut jar.
That glass jar.
Mm-hmm.
And after some of our friends watched this episode, commented on our thing and saying like how dare you like letting that peanut jar go. And I'm like, I didn't do it, JP did it.
Well, also too that the way it was edited at the end didn't make any sense either. But
yes, so the peanut jar, I have this here. I'm using it.
we're just using. This was such a, I guess, a hard fought battle that I was like, well, let's keep it. So got cornmeal in it.
Yes, I mean I do make I do some of the country cooking, I guess. So I can make pretty good cornbread. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What?
Huh? Oh no.
I know your dad made the best one, but he didn't give me the recipe.
I don't think he knew the recipe. He just kind of threw it together.
But I love Mr. Peanut. That's the reason I was kind of sad when I had to let him go on that episode. I do have quite a bit of
Mr.
collection.
Peanut stuff.
Yes.
Here's a Mr. Peanut bank. We'll leave him sitting right there.
That one is a plastic one, but sometimes you see with the heavy duty.
Yeah, the iron. Yeah, the really old ones.
Those are pretty expensive.
Really expensive. But we do collect a lot of Mr. Peanut stuff.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
Mr. Peanut. Mr. Peanut head.
It's bigger than our head.
It is. It's filled full of cardboard coasters.
Yes.
But anyway, so we've got like this. You know, this is like a store display. So you just pull the bags of peanuts out of.
Yes.
I kind of enjoy Mr. Peanut, and I think we mentioned on the episode too. Yeah, he was killed off.
I know.
The Planters Company killed him for some reason, but then like 3 or 4 months later, he came back.
I don't know why.
So it's
And
like a
then
soap opera or something.
I have one more thing.
Oh, true.
This is probably the most recent find of peanut thing.
Yeah, it's a newer piece,
my God, it's heavy.
but but as you can see here, this is like a rack for Mr. Peanut in a store or something. So whenever we build our cabin or something, I'm gonna put this on the wall so I can put stuff in.
Yes.
But we kind of like, some people would consider it stupid, but stupid things like that, you know, just kind of useless things. But it's always good to find Mr. Peanut. We're also Pillsbury.
Yes.
Actually, hold on.
Do you have Pillsbury?
I have an unopened Pillsbury doll in that Mr. Peanut head. So we're also big into Mr. Pillsbury.
Yes, and we like those dolls also. That's one thing that we actually found on there, but it was not in the show.
This was the funniest natural moment that ever that I recognized that happened on the show.
I know.
But the other thing is apparently on the show we don't break the third wall.
Yes.
Which that means talking to the camera like it exists, which I would enjoy so much better if I could communicate with the people directly. Yeah.
So at that barn, they had quite a big selection of what do you call these?
Beanie Babies.
Okay.
Oh, she had hundreds of Beanie Babies, and I'm just not. I don't know that much about them. All I know is when they were hot. I even knew as a kid, well, there's no way these are going to be worth any money because everybody's got one.
But I love anything that's character doll or character toy or I guess I'm still a kid or whatever.
Right.
But,
Well, I mean, I think in Japan in general, the majority of people still enjoy characters.
Yes. So we found this guy here.
Mm-hmm. And you've probably seen it from the Kellogg's. And so anyway, so we got this, and we were going to, we were talking about this on the interview things that happened afterwards. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about this, and then the producer's asking me a question. He's like, tell us a little bit about the character doll that you found. And I was just like, it's from Kellogg's. And he's like, what's it called? And I'm like, it's Kellogg's bird or something. I didn't know what it was called. And he's like, we need to figure out what this thing's called or something. And the director of photography just randomly said Cornelius. And we're like,
well, that's
is that what his name is?
Sounds like it, but then
so we did a little internet search. And Corny is the short name, but his official name is Cornelius. And literally just a few minutes ago, I made the story even more stupid. As I'm looking at this, I don't know why I didn't notice it as we're talking about it. It has his name on it, Cornelius. Like, has his name when he was born, 1958. And his favorite cereals, obviously, cornflakes, because that's the one he's on. And his characteristic is the original and best. I don't know what that means. Okay. But, so yes, all the information we needed was in my hand. But anyway, so the way the interview was working, I'm like, I'm not sure what the name of that is. And the camera guy just hollers out, Cornelius, maybe?
Yeah. And
then we looked, and yes, that's it. And then I switched back like, this doll's named Cornelius. Yeah.
Oh my god! And then the other camera guy, while everybody's looking through the information and everything, and then he just hollered at me and then hey Leona, do you like having a cereal party? And to this moment, I have no idea. Is that something people do? Or? Yeah, but at the same time, the camera is still rolling. So I just had to come up with yeah, that sounds fantastic.
So I don't know. Maybe there is something called a cereal party. I didn't know if he was talking about Cereal the podcast or Cereal the food.
Yeah, I don't know, but yes, that was probably the funniest moment.
Just naturally,
we had.
Funniest thing ever, because he just said that, and then we're like, wow, you're like a genius or something. You just made that up. And it was, yeah, and we're standing there holding it, and it's on the tag. But anyway, so we just kind of picked that up for fun.
I don't know if I can let Connie go.
Yeah, it seems like everything we picked up, most of the things we picked up there, we'll just keep.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of
behind
the scenes. And then, like I say, I learned about the scythe, the mowing scythe. Mm-hmm. What else was in there that was interesting? The farm equipment was cool to look at. It had a lot of clothing.
Yes. Yeah. And then a little bit of doll type of thing. They had a little. I may have bought a small blue jean pants.
Yes, denim pants for like a doll.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then maybe some John Deere. I think I gave it to the camera guy actually.
You did, I think.
Yeah. There's a John Deere shoes for like a baby or something. That was really, really cute. But somebody was having the baby.
Yeah. So. Wanted to give that to him.
Yes.
So, but that was a fun pick. I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yes, February 16th.
February the 16th. I'm also trying. Is there anything else we need to announce at this? I guess not at this moment. Other than that.
Yes.
February 16th. Episode 2. Season 2. Season 2 drops, and like I say, please help us out. Talk it up. Tell your friends to watch it. do all that. As of right now, we're not canceled, so it's still alive.
And then as many people watches and leave the either comment or talk about it, thumbs up or social media talk, it'll continue season 3 or 4.
And if you want to help us when you talk about it online, do the at Netflix, tag them directly at Netflix, let it pop up, and then hashtag swap shop.
Yes.
And that'll get their attention. So.
And hashtag Fiddle and Leona.
Fiddle and Leona, FIDDLINGLEONA.
And hashtag JP Mathis.
JPMATHES. Yes. Like I say, visit our store. We got our other website, johnpaulusa.com. If you're interested in some food truck possibilities in Northeast Tennessee, check that out and watch the schedule.
Yeah, I guess we are having a couple of dates booked in February right now. So
we have to slowly get into it when it's cold because...
Yes, I don't want to get sick, and but I know that this has been actually making people crave my yakisoba for sure. So
go to the schedule on johnpaulusa.com, fiddleandleona.com to purchase stuff.
Yes.
Follow us, share our stuff. We're real open on social media. So
and then if you have questions, you can send an email to
thejppod@gmail.com, and that's thejppod@gmail.com.
There you go.
And then don't forget fiddleandleona.com, johnpaulusa.com, Netflix, Swap Shop, Original Series, Season 2, February 16th. Leona, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I think this is covered pretty good.
If that's it, we appreciate y'all. Have a good day, good morning, good night, wherever you may be. See you next time.
Bye now.